Welcome to another edition of Diary of a Wannabe Comedian with me, Belle Finn, a wannabe comedian. And what a week for cancel culture. I don't know where to start, really. Let's go. Let's attack the elephant in the room. Russell Brand, one of the biggest comedians who has been in the news this week. Now, I'm not going to say too much because I'm fast realising that it's quite dangerous to say anything. I'm just looking at the attacks on men and women for sharing, for and against views, and it's just such a minefield. So the only thing I'm going to say is, what has happened to the rule of law? I'm seriously fearful that we seem to be getting rid of the maxim of innocent until proven guilty. That's all I'm going to say about that. I did have a couple of cancellations of my own. So the first is I did the very last Reckless comedy gig on Friday, which was a bit of a washout because it was basically 8 comedians in a dingy basement up in Kentish Town doing their set for the 7 other comedians. So that's cancelled now, I think, because the guy's moved to Southampton, so he's not going to do any more London gigs. Then the other cancellation was last night. I was not best pleased, I'll be honest about that one. I arrived at the pub really early. I arrived at the pub at about 5:30. And that's because I did a course yesterday with Jeff Innocent, comedian Jeff Innocent, who is a very good comedian. Check him out. But it was the first one, and the time between that course finishing and the gig starting was not enough time really for me to go home. So I thought, that's fine. It's a nice pub. I'll go and have some food there. I took a book with me. I'll just sit and read a book. So I arrived about 5:30. And normally the MC that runs that gig, he's normally there by 7. About 7:15, which is the latest you're supposed to arrive, I sort of looked up and was trying to find him. Nowhere to be seen. I saw other comedians, so I went and had a little chat with some of the ones that I know. 7:30, I thought, I'm going to go and ask the bar staff what's going on. So I asked the bar staff what's happening about the comedy, and he said, it's 8 o'clock and it's going to be here, which is in a different part of the pub. So I thought, well, okay, that's fine, I'll wait. So we went and sat in the front part of the pub and waited. And then shortly after that, so this was 7:30, shortly after that, I received a message from the MC saying, sorry about this, but the gig has been cancelled tonight due to the rugby. And then in brackets, I was only told about this by the pub about an hour ago. And you just think, well, the pub seemed to think it's still going on, number one. And number two, if you knew an hour ago, why did you not tell me an hour ago? That would have saved me sitting for all this time in the pub. So I was really unhappy about that. And I guess that's probably another MC that I'm not going to do a gig for, to be honest, because it just was so unprofessional. So yeah, bit of a cancellation week for comedy all round. On the positive, the course yesterday with Jeff was good. As always, Jeff is great fun. And I had my hair done, and it is a beautiful shade of red. So much so, I actually put a picture of my hair on Instagram, which is not like me. And I also did a little excerpt of my comedy and put that on my YouTube channel. So check it out if you are interested in seeing what some of my comedy is about. I had to do it basically because you can't seem to book gigs these days without having a video link. And I thought, I'm not going to put my entire set on because, as you know, I'm doing stuff about scoliosis and it's very personal to me, and I'm doing it in a very clunky way at the moment because I'm not a hugely experienced stand-up. So I'm learning the craft, really. I'm learning how to do it. And I just don't want that kind of stuff on the internet. And let's face it, Russell Brand has shown that you've got to be careful what you say in your set because it may be held against you in 15 years' time. Much love and gratitude.